Hello. Oh, no, that was way too high. Sorry. Hello, and welcome back to the Sam Beast YouTube channel and another one in our ITAM short series. This one was with Chris Allen, the software guy, as he likes to be known as. And today I basically asked Chris, what his advice would be for the next generation of IT asset management or software licensing professional. He's relatively new still to the industry. I want to get his opinion on what's worked well for him to grow his career, to make his name in our industry, and what advice he'd give to the next generation. So, I'm not going to give any spoiler alerts. I will hand it over to Chris so he can share his wisdom and his nuggets of information. Enjoy, and we will see you on the next video.
Firstly, follow yourself, David. Posts great content.
That I did not ask Chris to say that, just to be very
Wasn't that
clear.
the loaded question? Or does that one come after?
No, no such thing as a loaded question. Come on, dude. This is meant to be.
Question.
Yes, follow me. No. Stop it, you. No, seriously, go on.
No, seriously. A lot of my career has come from LinkedIn. No. I'm building on that point. A large amount of what I've learned, the connections I've made, the resources I've found to learn stuff has been through LinkedIn. Follow the big names out there. Follow, the forums. ITAM review, really, really good ones. Follow the resellers as well. They're all pitching all of their tips and tricks on how to save money. You don't have to go with them, but they're giving you free information on how to optimize, your stuff and get into software asset management. LinkedIn's been a big player for my career, and I'd definitely recommend it for other people.
You are not the first person that has said, in order to kind of expand your knowledge base and progress with your career, is get on LinkedIn. You're not the first person, which is really interesting, because the other few people that have mentioned, one was a recruiter and the other was a consultant, and they kind of had the same thing as you, is you cannot be scared to go and network and speak to people on LinkedIn. Don't be scared to ask what you think is a silly question, because it's 9 times out of 10, it's probably not a silly question. Yep. Don't be scared to ask for advice. I think, how long have you been in, would you say you've been in the SAM industry for?
2 years. 2 years.
2 years or so. So back when, so I, from my sins, started about 10, 11 years ago. And it kind of felt initially when I joined things like LinkedIn, there were only a handful of people. I said it plenty of times before, but Rory Canavan was the first person to ever message me on LinkedIn, genuinely offering advice. Everyone else kind of, not everyone, but a lot of people had an ulterior motive to try and sell you something, or to try and, coerce you into doing something for them, etc. There didn't seem to be this kind of knowledge sharing, tips and advice, but that has been a huge shift over the past few years, where people are genuinely now just creating content, doing videos, doing LinkedIn updates, doing webinars, whatever, just to share their knowledge and information. And I think for someone like yourself and other people that just come into the industry, that is so valuable. Like you said, it's free advice. Even if you just create a LinkedIn account, don't put a picture up, don't put any of your whatever up, just follow some of these people, just so at least when you next go and talk to your stakeholders or go for a job, you can steal some of their advice and some of their content to make it seem, like you maybe know a bit more than you do. But so that's a really good, really interesting point. And the last question, it's a loaded question, but for someone like yourself, you're into your tech. I want to know where you think IT asset management will be in 2030. So in 10 years' time, what will the industry look like? And I deliberately haven't told you what this question would be, because I didn't want you to prep. I just wanted a raw, organic, what you think 2030 is going to look like for ITAM.
My role wouldn't exist from a Microsoft licensing specialist, personally.
Wow, really?
Yeah. If you think about we're not talking AI here, we're talking if this then that rules. What I have in my head with respect to licensing, how you license data center or Windows Server or Azure or 365 and what the product terms are and what agreement, it's just a if this then that scenario. You can put the scenario in and out will come 5 different methods of dealing with it effectively. Okay. That's from my role, I'd say, but that's not really an ITAM side of things. I think it's really happening at the moment. I'm speaking with there's a couple of guys over in the Netherlands, actually, startup who are doing software asset management as a service, effectively. So, the likes of the tooling that you use at the moment, you have to pay for a big 1 to 3 year subscription, as an example. Yeah. This is a case of you've got a portal spin up. I want to analyze my Oracle situation at the minute and get what the best solution is out of that. And I'm only going to pay for it for a day. I think that's going to be a big player definitely in the future. But 10 years, what are we in now, 2020? I can't think 10 years ahead. 10 years ago, I was 16.